Much should I rinse the hair after the processing time? Welcome and Happy New Year. Welcome to Flora Active SOS Flora. At this program, I teach you, hairdresser, how to achieve the OMG effect in any hair type right on your first application. So welcome to the SOS Flora. This year it's gonna be a year full of new education. We're gonna concentrate a lot in making sure that you, hairdresser, that are part of this environment becomes the best nanoplasty specialist as always. Okay, so let's go, and we're gonna be teaching you how to achieve that perfect OMG effect. Hello, how are you, darling? Let me drink some water. I've got something stuck in my throat. All right, let's go. A lot of you ask me the question of how much should I rinse the hair after? And every time I hear someone asking me, how much should I rinse the hair, MJ? It makes clear in my head that they didn't understand the concept of nanoplasty, and also they don't understand about acidic bases, okay? So let me go back a few steps, because if you don't understand that, no matter how much I say, you will not be able to fully understand. So the first step is understanding the concept of nanoplasty by Flora Active. So if I have a solution that is considered nano, what I mean by a nano solution? A nano solution means that the product is so tiny, and nano comes from small. So if you see the scale of sizes, you will see that nano is the smallest size a particle can be. It's not macro, it's not mini, it's nano size. It means that it's very, very small. So when we consider this product, and it's not only the acids that are small, are the other products surrounded by that, the acid that are made smaller. So if we are counting with a smaller particle, we are assuming that the product has the capacity to penetrate the hair. Okay, so if the product can be penetrated, what is the point of me leaving product on the hair? So if I have a solution that it's nano, what is the point of leaving the product on the hair? After the processing time. So this is the first thing. I understood that the product is so tiny, so small, so nano, that it's capable to penetrate inside of the hair fiber. Understanding that, I go to the next phase, which is when I go and rinse the hair, I need to make sure that I remove the solution from the fiber. Otherwise, this is what happened. And I want you guys to pay attention on that, because this is a very important part. Actually, is the climax of my live today. But before going there, I need to make sure that you understood that. So this is gonna be a participated live. I want you to put your thumbs up and say, yes, I got it. It is a nano solution. So that's why it's inside of the hair. It's not outside anymore. I understood that, MJ. It's clear for me that it's a nano solution, and it doesn't need to be outside of the fiber. Okay, so Sabrina said that she got it. She understood. So what happens if you leave solution on the fiber? And you're not gonna notice that on dark hair. If you leave a little bit of the solution on dark hair, you're not gonna notice. But this is what happens inside of the hair when you leave acidic products on the fiber. This is what happens. I'm gonna show you here. So we're gonna go to my screen. All right, so this is a hair. Let's imagine that this is a hair fiber. We're gonna apply the solution on. We're gonna leave it on for 1 hour. 1 hour. Whoops, it's on the other side. Anyway, let me erase this, otherwise it's gonna confuse you. Let me take this out because it's on the other side. I'm gonna apply the product on, and I'm gonna leave it on for 1 hour. And during the rinsing, I'm gonna leave some residues of product here, right? So imagine that there is some residues of products. Some. So the hair has some products, and you didn't rinse this product well from the hair because you heard by someone, or you wrote on the internet, that if you leave some products on the hair, it will give some heat protection. So if you thought, oh, if I leave some product, I'm gonna save and I will not need to use a heat protection. That's amazing, win for me. That's what you thought, right? Mãe, você pode pegar heat protector para mim, protetor? Aquele que é transparente, o líquido, que chama W Protection.
Onde aqui?
Ou aqui ou lá na frente no painel. Sorry, I was asking my mom to bring me the heat protection. This is what happens when you pass the straightener. When you pass the straightener, where you have product, oxidizes, and it will change the color to a rust color. So what happens to the hair is similar to the process of rust. Rust is a metal that oxidizes by another component. So this is what happens to that product touching the hair. Oxidizes when you apply heat on top of this hair. And that's why you get the warmer tones. Acids, they don't work well with heat. So the acids doesn't work well with heat. And that's why, if you are doing Nanoplasty by Flora Active, rinse the solution out. Rinse the solution out. I know that on our pamphlets, you know, the step-by-steps, I used to say 5 to 10%. You can leave 5 to 10%. But guys, let me be very honest with you here. Everything I've done on Flora Active in the beginning, especially when I didn't have much expertise and experience with people, was all to protect the hair somehow. Because I was going to trainings, and every time I said rinse the hair 100%, I saw people shaking and messing the hair after the processing time, which is not ideal. You don't want to get a hair that has the pH reduced by an acidic base and mess this hair up, because the acidic base will make the hair a bit more fragile. You need to finalize the process to then make the hair strong again. Otherwise, there is no way of changing the structure of the hair to a straighter hair. So in the beginning, yes, I used to say leave 5%, because I thought in my head 5% is nothing. 5% is when you touch and you feel that it's not greasy anymore. But somehow 5% means something different for everyone in Australia. So what is the new advice, or the better advice, or the upgraded advice is, don't leave anything. Rinse until you feel that there is nothing on the hair. That's the best, especially for bleached hair. Because when you have a dark hair, you're not gonna see this oxidization. You're not gonna see the hair becoming oxidized. You know what I mean? That's why only professionals should use this, because a good hairdresser should know this. I agree, Marion, 100%. This is not something completely unknown by hairdressers. You know that you should never use a heat on top of a product. It always should be rinsed. Obviously, I'm not talking about the moringa oil. Moringa oil is 100% acceptable. It's an oil that was created for that. So on dark hair, if you leave 5%, if you leave 10%, if you leave 20%, you're not gonna see it, because the product will get oxidized. But because the hair is dark, you're not gonna notice. But I've seen hairdressers that can actually make a dark hair brassy. A dark hair brassy. So what I'm here to say is, on bleached hair, if you leave products, as soon as you use the heat, you're gonna oxidize that fiber and you're gonna make the hair brassy. So that's what I'm here to tell you. Rinsing the hair 100% after the processing time will actually prevent you to, you know, to go through that. But then I'm here to talk to you guys about something. I don't know if you've ever seen this product before, but let me be the annoying auntie. Let me be the annoying auntie, the annoying teacher. How can you call yourself hairdresser if you don't use heat protection? How? Heat protection, it's pretty much the holy grail of hairdressers. When you use a heat protection, and let me tell you guys something. Obviously, you know that I love Fluoractive. I'm very fan of the products from Fluoractive. That's not a secret to anybody. But I always research before selling any product from Fluoractive. And I know that Australia has at least 100 of other heat protections, you know. Karen, that's fine if you miss the 5 minutes, the first 5 minutes. You can rewatch the live anytime. I'm going to leave this live saved here today. I always research the products and especially the ingredients. I bought pretty much all the heat protection in the market because I want to compare. How good is this product? Okay, because if this product wasn't, whoa, amazing, wow, I would never say to you, hairdresser, oh, you know, you should buy the heat protection from Fluoractive. I will say, do you have the heat protection from that brand? Use it. You have the heat protection from that brand? Use it. I will say, use it. That's fine. But then I saw that this product here has the 3 main ingredients that protects hair that has in all the other bottles. So the other bottles, they have 1 or 2. This one has the 3 main ingredients that protects hair. So I don't know if you guys ever heard about the B-Spec 12. It's one of the strongest protector for hair. So if you are not using this, you are missing out big time. So let's go back to the rinsing. You have to rinse the hair 100%, especially when the hair is bleached. Because if you don't rinse 100%, this is what's happening on the hair. As soon as you're going to apply heat, you're creating an oxidization. It oxidizes the fiber. It will change the color to a brassier tone. But then you say to me, MJ, if I rinse the hair 100%, I feel that it misses, you know, that softness. It misses, that's what it's missing. It's missing a heat protection, that's all. So as soon as you finish the rinse, you are going to apply the heat protection. No secret about it. And I feel that I'm teaching basics here. After you rinse 100%, you apply the heat protection. There is no secret. Heat protection before any heat, period. That would help you dramatically. That would change your game dramatically. So please don't come to me and say, oh, I rinsed 80%, I left 20 to protect the hair. Protect of what? Will you protect the hair when you are using an acidic base? Acidic base shouldn't be using heat afterwards. Karen say, I did a client yesterday and accidentally I washed the hair after removing the nanoplasty. Yeah, I've seen this happen many times. So my recommendation is apply the product again and leave it on for 15 minutes. You need somehow to give some hydration to this hair back. You know, so it's not recommended to shampoo the hair after the processing time. But unfortunately, it happens sometimes, you know, we distracted, you know, or we thought that we finished, and then when we take them to the basin, we actually wash the hair with the shampoo. And after the straightening, I use the mask. Yes, very important to wash the hair after the treatment. So how much should I rinse the hair after the processing time? You should rinse 100%. You should rinse 100%. And then after rinsing 100%, you are going to use the heat protection. Oh, why I cannot leave the product as heat protector? Because the product doesn't have only protection, it has the acids as well. You know what I mean? So, very important to not rely on the product itself to give heat protection, because as the product has obviously some protection and oils, it has also the acid that will make the hair straight, and in contact with the heat will create an oxidization. Heat protection before blow drying when you're doing Botox too. 100%, Janet. Heat protection before anything. Anything. This should be the product in your chair, in your trolley, using for everything. Before touching any source of heat on the hair, you should be using a heat protection. This will change your game, But now remember, you are going to rinse the hair 100%. Because if you don't rinse the hair 100%, you are creating on the hair a rust when you apply the heat. You oxidizes the product and you create a rust. So what you need to do, you need to make sure that you are rinsing the hair 100%. Oh, MJ, but I've done that for a dark hair and I've left 20%, 30% on a dark hair. I didn't feel a thing. Obviously, because you couldn't see it, but obviously the hair became a bit more brassy. And that's the reason why you will make a virgin hair warm. How you make your virgin hair warm? When you leave a lot of product on the hair. But that compromises a lot of things. We are not dealing with formaldehyde. Formaldehyde is completely different. You leave some of the solution in. You have to dry that solution on the hair. You need to iron the hair full of products. It works completely different. So that's why we can't compare. Oh, I'm using this because this is what I used to do. Completely different. If you want to get the full result on Nanoplasty, and I'm not saying on the day, I'm saying after, because that hair that becomes warm, your client will try to fix that color. And then that's where things can go wrong. The hair is already fragile because you had to use extra heat to make the hair straight when the hair has product on. When the hair doesn't have products on, it's much easier for you to iron the hair. So if you are drying and you feel that in the crown, there is a lot of product you can feel on your fingers, don't feel scared to go back to the basin and rinse it more. Rinse it until you feel that there is nothing on the water. Nothing. It's not 20%, 10%. You rinse 100%. This is what is recommended when you have acidic basis product. So you rinse 100% and you apply the heat protection. There is no secret to achieve the OMG effect. Obviously, we need to follow the right instructions and the right information. There is no secret when we do that. So do you guys have any questions about how much should I rinse the solution off? Or experience that you had when you left more product on, or the change that you've done, or before I used to leave some percent, now I'm not leaving. Do you have anything? Tell me, guys. I'm here now to hear you. Here in Sydney, it's very hot, raining, kind of raining today. But I decided to talk about that because I received some messages during the weekend of a woman that she made the hair of her client quite warm, and she's like, oh, I knew that would become warm, but now I would like to know, what should I do? And then I say, first of all, we need to fix that. We cannot go ahead without fixing it. Okay, Lee is asking, if you leave the product in the hair, guys, until it changes the color, the discoloration can be quite dramatic, especially in a blonde. 100%. As I say, Lee, you create a similar to rust on the hair. So that rusty color, that warmer, that copper color can become quite intense because you are dealing with a product that in contact with the heat changed dramatically. And that's why we've got a nano solution. It's already inside of the hair. We can rinse it out and don't feel that we're gonna rinse too much. You know what I mean? My bleached client went a bit blue after straining. It was better, but still a bit ashy for her. Should I mix? Okay, let me answer this question. That's a really good question, Livia. So her bleached client, she did the nanoplasty on her, and her hair became a bit blue. So it was still a bit ashy when she finalized the solution. So what should she have done? There is a few things that you can do, Livia. I'm gonna give you here 2 options, okay? One option is when you are already on the situation, okay? You rinse the hair after the processing time, and then you're like, oh, Shivas, the hair is red to purple. What should I do now? So what you're gonna do is, you are going to obviously spray the the W protection, blast dry the hair 100%, and then you're gonna start passing the iron. You are going to notice that the iron will change the color to a neutralized tone. And this is something out of what we discussed here today about how much we rinse the product. So I need you guys to pay extra attention because it's not a really easy concept. Every time we say, oh, this product doesn't change the hair color, blah, 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 the heat changes the color regardless when we do bleach. Regardless. What we try to do is we rinse the product 100%. We use a purple product to tone the hair more. So that's the strategies that we use during the application. So when we are in this circumstance where the hair is really blue or purple or ashy and the client doesn't like that, so you are going to use the straightener a little bit more and transform the color on your hand. This happened with me in a demonstration that I've done for one of the first online look and learn that I've done. She came in, her hair was really fragile and recently bleached, and when the hair is fragile and recently bleached, the pigment grabs more on that area. So I remember that her whole hair has a different color. So where the hair was recently bleached was really purple. Where the hair has box dyed, it didn't take too much. And the other parts where she didn't have anything, it was a lighter ash. So it was all a mess of colors. I managed to change and equal the colors using the iron. So while I was passing the iron, instead of using the iron like this, all in one length, I was using like this. A little bit here, a little bit here, a little bit here, a little bit here, and then all together. When I was doing that, I was pretty much evening the color. So you can do that to try to change that blue, that it's coming in some parts, and bring back that warmth, to kinda neutralize that blue pigment with the warmer pigment from the straightener. You know what I mean? This is what you can do if you are in the run of a nanoplasty. So if you are in the stage to prepare the nanoplasty to apply on the hair, yes, you can do that. You can do that. You can mix the solutions together to dilute the pigment. So you can, on my hair, for example, every time I do the nanoplasty, I mix the solutions together because I don't like the ashy tone. So I mix W1 with the W2, I dilute a little bit of the blue pigment, and it becomes perfect. So you can do that if you are before. Oh, I've got lots of questions here. So when I use the macadamia serum and what it's used for, smile, hair and beauty. The macadamia serum you can use obviously as a treatment alone. So after the bleach, you go to the chair to blow dry the hair. You spray the macadamia serum and then you can blow dry each fiber. So that's one of the usage of the macadamia serum. But if you are using prior the nanoplasty application, that's what you're gonna do. The client sit on the chair, you see the hair, you feel that the hair is a bit dry, so you spray the macadamia serum on the ends, and then as soon as you apply the serum on the ends, boom, apply the nanoplasty straight away, no waiting time, okay? Sharito say, is there a way to prevent discoloration on dark hair? It's always become reddish brown, even using the Floraplex and heat protector. It might be because you are leaving solution on the hair. You might not rinsing the solution enough. You need to make sure to rinse enough. If you don't rinse enough even dark, even virgin hair can become reddish, brownish, you know what I mean? So it's not about all the products that you are going to use to prevent. Is the solution that you're gonna rinse the hair enough to make sure that you're not gonna create this rusty color, understand? Tanya saying, hello, I'm new to this platform. Do you have any workshop to introduce all the products and the hair straightening? 100% Tanya, I have. I'm gonna print screen your message and my team is gonna get back to you with the steps for you to start. Whoopsie, I think I've changed the filter. I'm gonna put any filter here. Filter's gonna be gone very soon. That's so sad. Livia saying, okay, thank you. All right, guys. Ooh, I went way too away from the initial conversation that we had here about how much should I rinse the hair. So I'm gonna leave you guys now, and I'm gonna go very soon to the training for the students from the Nanoplasty Specialist course. It's gonna be in half an hour. I'm very excited for this first one with them. And I'll see you guys next Thursday, 12 p.m. on the next SOS Flora. Thank you very much. If you have any other question, you can send inbox. And it was a pleasure to be here with you guys today. Bye.